Welcome to the Determined Man podcast, where we help men become better versions of themselves and discover their life's purpose. Join us as we unlock the power of discipline and what it means to be determined. Remember, stay consistent, build the discipline, feed the motivation. Hey everyone, Zach here. Guys, so sorry that we missed the podcast last week. That is on me. I owe you guys. I'm going to be doing 2 episodes and releasing them today and tomorrow. So we'll be back on track. Guys, one thing we've all heard us say is like reasonable, articulable, measurable goals. One of the goals I made, right, was to read a book once a month. And one of those other goals was to review that book on one of the podcast episodes every month. So I have not finished my book yet. And this is the week that we're supposed to have. Well, last week was supposed to be the week we had the book review. Didn't do it. Didn't have the book done. Thought I was going to be able to read this week and finish it. Didn't do that either. Okay. Now, I still have some days left for the end of the month. So hopefully I can still finish my book. So I at least personally can keep track of my one book a month. But guys, I underestimated how hard it was going to be to read a book while also taking notes and also, highlighting, annotating, and journaling about that book. It's a little bit difficult. I don't know if that's sustainable. I'm going to keep working with it, keep massaging it, adjusting, see what works for me, and hopefully be able to read a little bit quicker, get back on track. I do like reading in the morning. I wish I could be able to read in the evenings when I'm laying on the couch or something. That was one thing I tried a couple times. But if I'm just laying there reading, I feel like I'm not focusing. I'm not sitting at the table, taking notes, critically thinking about what I'm reading. So I'm still working on that. And I say all that to say, if you have a goal that you want to do, you're struggling with, that's okay. It's not the end of the world. Progress is progress. We've talked about this in the beginning of the podcast. That could be anything. That could be fitness. That could be reading. That could be relationship building. Anything you want to do. As long as we're working on the long-term goal, right? And that's why we want to be determined. Discipline is that little daily, doing what you say you're going to do. Having a goal and you're being determined to it is a long-term goal. So did I lack some discipline throughout the month? Yes, I did. But I'm here to get back on track. And when I was thinking about, oh man, what am I going to talk about to make up for the fact that I'm not reviewing a book? I wanted to review this kind of document that I put together for some coworkers that were asking me how I changed my life last year. And I just want to go through it. So I titled it Change Your Life in 1 Year. But really, I think after reviewing this list, it's definitely not sustainable for a year. So I think more like Change Your Life in 90 days is probably what I'll title it. And I'm just going to go through these things that I did to change my life to kind of kickstart me into the next gear and talk about each one of these. So the first thing I have on here is, kind of like in quotes underneath, you have to commit and hold yourself accountable. Listen to your body. All individuals are different. You need unique approaches, and it's a mental game. So I say you have to commit and hold yourself accountable. I've had multiple people come and ask me, oh, hey, Zach, how did you lose 40 pounds? What did you do to really transform your life? And I'll tell them, I say, hey, I'll be in the gym in the morning if you want to be there. And they're not there, or they do it for a week and then they fall off. And it's frustrating because I want to help them because I see the personal growth that I have myself. But there's something you have to want it. You have to be your biggest critic and you have to hold yourself accountable. Everyone else can just help you along the way. So if you're on that edge, if you're kind of, like I said, kind of slipped here or there, this is just a reminder that you can do it. You can be motivated. You can be disciplined. You can be determined to continue your goals. Okay, so this is really going to be focused on losing weight because that's what I did, right? So if you're still trying to lose some weight, this is how I did it quick. And then I'm able to transform it into maintenance. First one, no cheat days or missed days for at least 30 days. You have to kickstart yourself into building this habit. So if you start and you say, hey, I am not going to have a cheat meal, don't have a cheat meal for 30 days. If you say you're going to work out 6 days out of a week, don't miss 6 days out of the week. And so for that first step, if you can do that, that is going to help hold yourself accountable. That's going to help develop that mental discipline to be able to do it. So no cheat days or missed days for 30 days to get you kickstarting your routine. We talked about this last episode. Walk every day, 30 minutes. Boom. We don't need to discuss it anymore. We went to deep dive into that. I put on here 2-a-day workouts. I think this is sustainable for 90 days. When I was doing this, I was doing a boxing gym. So I did a boxing HIIT workout in the morning, and then I would strength train in the afternoons. So I put on here 2-a-day workouts, HIIT, weightlifting. You could just, even break it up into cardio, and then weightlifting or strength training, resistance training, I think they like to say, in the afternoon, but 2 sessions a day. When you're weightlifting right now, when we're talking about weight loss, don't focus on bulking. I like to do, supersets and low weight, high reps. I like to build that sweat. Now that I have my Fitbit, I like to keep my heart rate in the moderate. I see a lot of guys, their heart rates are light and they wait their 2-3 minutes in between sets. And that's fine. If you're trying to build raw strength, that's great. Again, whatever floats your boat, whatever is helping towards your goals, what you want you want to be. Do you want to be strong? Do you want to be at that physique? So whatever your goals are. But if we're talking about weight loss, you got to keep the heart rate up. You got to get the sweat going. Got to keep those calories burning. On here, work out 6 days a week. And one of those days needs to be a decent run. On mine, I put 3 miles or more for me. Obviously, whatever you're at, start with something that's reasonable that you can run. But I think the cardio is important. Okay, this is the hard one. And I did this and it was kind of crazy. Now, again, this is going to be a little bit different for everyone's body. But for me, no more than 1,500 calories average a day. And that's just for those 90 days to lose that weight. I said you can eat whatever as long as you're below this. But obviously, if you want to perform better in the gym and have more energy, you got to eat the right type of foods. But 1,500 calories. Guys, there was days where I was at 1,000 calories, 1,200 calories. It was not sustainable, like I said, but I was losing a pound, 2 pounds, 2.5 pounds a week. So I was able to really drop off that weight. So it depends on how aggressive you want to be. That's why I say 90 days. And then you can ease back into something more manageable. Fasted cardio. I'm a huge fan of this. I'm a fan of getting up in the morning, don't eat any breakfast, get on that treadmill for an hour and get that work in, get that incline walking in. Now, at this time, I was doing intermittent fasting, so I wasn't eating until lunch. Now I've transitioned from that. I'm eating some good protein, eggs, breakfast, but it's around 9:30, 10 o'clock is my first meal. So whatever works for you, but fasted cardio is the key. Second one, this will prevent you from snacking. No eating after 7 p.m. So that was the sweet spot for me. Kind of, it depends on your schedule when you go to bed or whatever. But for me, I'd eat dinner, 7 p.m., no snacking afterwards. And I basically prevented myself from snacking by not eating anything after 7 p.m. If I was hungry, drink some water. I have that in here later too. No alcohol. So for me, kickstarted, I would say for the 30 days, we already talked about this dry January in our dry January episode, but I did no alcohol for 2.5 months to kickstart myself into this fitness. So for at least 30 days, no alcohol. And when you do start having alcohol, what I did, at least for calories, it was purely a calorie reason for me. I had no craft beers and no mixers in my alcohol, my spirits. I cut out soda completely, so I would recommend no soda. If you do, you're obviously counting calories. There's a lot of sugar in it, so I would maybe look at the diet soda, so you're getting less sugar and calories and things. Coffee and energy drinks. I'm a big fan of coffee and energy drinks. I love caffeine. It's an awesome natural drug. I think you can, everything in moderation, right? Obviously. I'm not a big coffee drinker, but if you are, just make sure you're drinking it just black. Because a lot of times people will get a coffee, especially like a Starbucks, and they put so much stuff in there. That's like 1,000 calories, right? So look at what you're putting in it. I wouldn't put any sugar in it. Be careful on the milk, all that other stuff, the cream or whatever. Energy drinks, I like them because there's low calorie or 0 calories and have a lot of caffeine. So I only have energy drinks though if I'm going to work out or be active for that day. The big one is I put in here healthy protein snacks. So if you're going to snack throughout the day, if you're going to have multiple meals or whatever, make sure they're healthy. So make sure you have a protein shake, some tuna, some Greek yogurt, things like that are going to be satiating, that are going to fill you up, but also low calorie, but high in protein. If you're going to get those calories, make sure you're getting that protein in your calories. We can talk more about that at a different episode because I'm really focusing on my protein and my macronutrients now. I wasn't doing that when I was dropping weight. Drink 96 ounces of water a day. Drink water when you're hungry. When I first get up in the morning, I would drink 20 ounces, 24 ounces of water. Just chug it. First thing I do, drink that water. It wakes your body up, gets you hydrated, gets you fueled. It's awesome. Okay, for tracking our progress, this is a must, and this is key. Weigh yourself twice a day, every day, and document it. Don't take any days off on this. I have so many photos in my picture. If you go back and look in 2023 in my phone from January to March, I think I probably have a total of 10 non-scale photos on there. From when me and the wife went and got dinner one night, we took a picture with each other. Or I had one get together with friends, but I was like focused for those 3 months. It's kind of crazy to look at, but I would get up in the morning, go to the restroom, and then take a picture before I drink my water. I take a picture on the scale, and then that's me documenting it. And then I would take one right before I go to bed. You're always going to be a little bit heavier in the evening, so don't stress it. And then also progress photos once a week. That's another thing. Progress photos. Every Sunday I took a photo, a front, a back, side, and side from the same spot in the same shorts. And you need to document it. You don't need to post that anywhere, but you will see the change. And when you start to see that change on the scale, when you start to see that change in your body, it's going to give you more confidence that what you're doing is working. So you need to document, and also you're able to adjust. I mean, it was crazy. I was losing, like I said, a couple pounds a week. I would lose 2-3 pounds. By Friday was like my lightest day because I was working out Monday through Friday. And then Friday and Saturday, I would have more of cheat days. I wouldn't really follow my schedule as much. And Sunday, I'd weigh myself and I would jump up like a pound, 2 pounds. And then Monday, Tuesday, it would slowly drop off again because it's that water weight. I was eating more foods that hold on to that water and things like that. So you're able to track that and adjust and not overcorrect or freak out when the scale suddenly shifts and things like that. This is a hard one. Get enough rest. I'm struggling with this right now. I would recommend 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Depending on how hard you're pushing yourself, you'll need more sleep. Get your sleep. Go to bed early. Don't be on the phone before going to bed. Have focused sleep. If you have to account for it in your time and your schedule, put it on there. Turn the phone off at 9 o'clock. In bed by 9:30, so that way you're fall asleep by 10. Whatever you need to do. Accountability partner or an app. I used Habit Tracker for the first 2 months. I basically listed out what I wanted to do, and I would go in there and say, checked, complete, checked, complete, checked, complete. I also had a friend who I was losing weight with, and we would send each other updates. One of us would go for a run, and I would send a picture of my run and be like, did you go for a run yet? And they hadn't. So accountability partner or an app. I kind of talked about this with getting to sleep. I said no social media or phone 30 minutes before bed. This is a great time to read a book. Obviously, I'm struggling with reading my book, but this is what I would do. And I think this is the biggest one that helped me get through this after the 30 days, right? Because we're not missing anything for that first 30 days because we're jump starting. If you do miss a day or have a cheat day, it's not the end of the world, but just don't have 2 of those in a row. And I still do that to this day. If I miss a workout, I feel bad about myself. Ugh, my knee's hurting right now. So I didn't do a workout one day, just completely rested, but I didn't do that twice. Don't miss whatever your goals are 2 days in a row. It's okay to miss one. The minute you miss a second or a third, it starts building that negative habit. So guys, that's something I just wanted to give you guys. Change your life in 90 days. I know I've been kind of behind on reading my book, so I will get that book done and we will review How to Win Friends and Influence People. But until then, guys, my name's Zach. Thank you for being here with me. Stay consistent, build discipline, feed the motivation. Talk to y'all later. Deuces.